I'm Harry, and I'm going to be starting a Villa podcast called The Villa Cast. So, in today's episode, I'm going to be giving my player ratings for each player for the Villa team in the match on Saturday against Newcastle. So, up first we have Martinez, and you can see the averages here on the right of other people's scores. Martinez, I actually am going to agree with the average of 7.1. I'm going to give him a 7 because although he conceded 5, he actually made some crucial saves and it could have been 7 or 8 without him. Now, Konza next, who made that mistake for the third goal, where he just gave the ball away to Isaac and he netted it. And he also just wasn't great throughout the match, so I'm going to give him a 4, below average performance. Luca Digne didn't do much in the ball, did play a part in the first goal though. Wasn't great defensively, so I'll give him a 5. Matty Cash, I think he was our worst player on Saturday, and he never really knew what to do in that high line. Never knew whether to drop or to push forward. Was at fault for at least a couple of goals, including the second one. For that, I'll give him a 3. Mings, give him a 6, which is what I'm saying is the default, just because he didn't play enough and gutted with that injury. And I think it's probably worse than the actual result itself, which Emery said in his interview. Kamara was poor, was at fault for the first 2 goals when he was out of position, when Mings had a go at him for that before he went off. I'll give him a 5. Dougie Luiz was not playing like his usual self. I believe he gave the ball away for one of their goals. We'll give him a 5. I would have probably dropped him if it was for the next game against Everton, if it wasn't for Tielemans also having a poor game, which we'll get onto. McGinn, we'll give him a 6. He didn't really get into the game, came off quite early for his standard. Yeah. Leon Bailey, he's going to get a 3 as well as Matty Cash. That right side was very poor. He was at fault for the first goal where he just let his man, he just lost him completely, and led to the cross going in for the goal. And yeah, offered nothing offensively. It was just poor all round, and I think he should be dropped for Everton for maybe Coutinho or Philogene. Either of them I'd start over him. Moussa Diaby, the one bright spark. I'm torn between a 7, 8 and a 9. I think I'll give him an 8. He was electric. He's got that pace. The finish for his goal was beautiful. It was a very tough finish on the volley, and he just placed it beautifully. He was involved in every chance we had, linked up well with Watkins. Watkins didn't have much to go off, and he did play a part in the goal. So for that, I'll give him a above average performance, 7. Pau Torres came on, struggled, was at fault for a few of the goals, pushed into midfield and just didn't win the ball. When you've got to, if you're a centre back pushing into midfield, you've got to win the ball. So for that, give him a 5. Yuri Tielemans struggled when he came on, like most of our team did. So he will also get a 5 as well as Torres. Feel a bit bad for them to coming on into a struggling team and not performing like their usual self. Diego Carlos, similar to the last 2, 5. Wasn't up to the speed of it really. He has been injured, so it's going to take a while. Philogene, 6, didn't play enough. And Coutinho, 6 as well. They didn't do anything came on the 87th minute, so can't give him anything else than a 6. And those are my ratings, so we'll go over it again. Martinez 7, Konza 4, Digne 5, Cash 3, very poor. Mings 6, gutted about that. Looks like it might be an ACL, which could see him out for the season. And Buendia as well. That's just terrible luck. And I feel like that them 2 injuries, in the week following, leading up to the game, and in the first half an hour, just they did kill us. And it may have been, I think we still would have lost with them, but it may have been 2-3-1 instead. And after Mings went off, we lost that leadership in the back, and Pau, Carlos and Konza just weren't up to it. Mings will be a big miss throughout the season. So Kamara got a 5, Luis 5 as well, McGinn 6, Bailey 3, Diaby 8, Watkins 7, Torres 5, Tielemans 5, Carlos 5, Philogene 6, Senior 6. And I'm also going to give Emery a rating, which I believe would be a 4. I think this was Emery's worst game tactically. I think starting Bailey was a mistake. I probably would have started Konza at right back over Cash and put Carlos in there to start as well, or Torres. And yeah, but I've been seeing some stuff on social media about Emery being not the right man and how he might get sacked in the middle of the season. All this nonsense. He's a world-class manager, and we have to back him and the boys against Everton next week. So, on that more positive note, I'll see you guys later, and up the Villa.